Hello everyone. Let us talk about the election reforms in India. We have seen that there are debates on election reforms because elections in India are questioned every single time a state election occur or any election like even the Lok Sabha election occur. There are debates on the neutrality of election. But as far as the international forums are considered, then Indian elections are supposed to be quite fair, but still there are some debates, and for addressing that, in the recent parliament session, government introduced a bill that was the election laws amendment bill of 2021. So that was opposed by some parties and MPs and MLAs, but that was passed in both the houses. So what were the factors? What were the features of this bill? Number one, and the major factor was that the voter ID will be linked to the Aadhaar ecosystem to make the things more transparent and corruption free. Because in the past we have seen, from the times of the ballot paper, the multiple casting of vote by one person is observed even today, due to the lack of ecosystem which maintains the register uh, of uh, of uh, uh, of people efficiently. There are still some cases where people can vote twice, but by linking the voter ID with the Aadhaar ecosystem, it will be very much transparent and corruption free, because Aadhaar is a unique identification given to almost every citizen of the country, and make a that will give a boost to the whole election process. Another thing is that multiplying the qualifying number of dates. As per the so as it was done till now, if a person is turned 18, but the date was then he must be eligible to vote, but the date was considered to be the 1st January of the ongoing year. For example, if the elections in a state are in August and the person has turned 18 in July, so the person will not be eligible to cast the vote, because the date of birth and the eligibility considered is with respect to 1st January of the same year. For tackling this problem, the government has introduced four qualifying dates that will be in the months of January, April, August, and December. So August and October. So that will be really helpful because a lot of people were deprived of their right to cast a vote if they are 18 due to this problem, and this will be tackled in under these reforms. So that is a very good thing that government has thought about, because these minute details of the electoral system makes it rigid and robust. Another thing that is being featured in these bills is that the voting through Aadhaar is not mandatory. In the past, uh, the Supreme Court announced that it must not be mandatory for someone to cast a vote with Aadhaar. So keeping that in mind, the government has kept the casting of vote optional, either with the Aadhaar card or the voter ID card. So this is also a good thing, but there are some shortcomings of these bills also. The major shortcoming is there is a no protection law was not introduced in this bill, and also privacy concerns are there, because till now because till now the Election Commission of India used to maintain the register of details of each and every vote caster. But from now, this information will be shared with UIDI, which is not a very independent body. So this information can be shared with the government, and that is not the ideal scenario. The ideal scenario should be that the independent body, which is Election Commission of India, should maintain all the details and all the details of the voters. But from now, the government will can can legally look into the matters and can legally fetch the details of the voters. So that is a matter of concern, and due to this, the opposition opposed this bill, but due to the lack of strong opposition, this matter was ignored. But I think this is not a thing that must be ignored, that should be ignored. uh, re, uh, some pleas should be there in the Supreme Court, and this matter should be looked up to. And because there are some examples in the past that some political parties got the access of details of the voters, and by getting the details of the voters, they found out their numbers, and then they were added to that they are generally added to those WhatsApp groups which used to promote the propaganda of a company, promote the propaganda of a certain political party. So that should not be there. And also, linking the voting system, the electoral system, with Aadhaar will give the government the full access of the mobile numbers, because Aadhaar is a thing that is almost completely being linked with the mobile number. So getting the mobile number, the political parties can easily and allegedly influence the opinions of people. So that is also a matter of concern. So what is the way ahead? I think linking the electoral system with the unique identification authority of India is a good step, but the privacy concerns must be taken into account before implementing such steps. Like UI, there are always debates of independence of UIDAI. So UIDAI is the body which will be accessing all the details of voters. So it must be made independent for that, because election commission by far is a very decorated, and many of the times, and it has been very successful because it was independent from the government. So UIDI must be independent from the government, because after being decentralized, it will be able to work very nicely. And this step is very good of maintaining of keeping the records of all the votes through Aadhaar ecosystem. So this is very good, but the privacy matters should be taken into account. Thank you very much.